Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. And today's video unfortunately is not going to be overly pleasant, and it actually doesn't even really have much to do with Model Construct Champions specifically, but it has more to do with the community, and unfortunately in this case, for lack of better term, cyberbullying and just people who are toxic and spreading the hate. Now this video is also not meant to make anybody feel bad about themselves. Because despite what white horse moral high ground occupiers like you to believe, none of us are a finished product, and all of us are constantly working on themselves. There is no perfect human born, and even if you actively try your best to work on yourself, no one is protected from mistakes. Nobody's guaranteed to always make the right decision, and things happen. Therefore, it is genuinely not meant to kind of like point finger and shame at people or anything of the sort. If anything, the goal of today's video is ultimately perhaps hope that at least someone who previously was just getting carried away online thinking that words have no consequences and nothing really matters, perhaps stop and think about the real life effects and on people. And yes, obviously content creators to a degree, in my opinion, how to be ready for it. I knew it very well from the beginning that every single person who puts themselves out there does get a lot of hate, justified or unjustified, for plethora of different reasons. People are brutal, and internet is a weird place. But to further that, I think that we're facing a bigger problem where behavior like that is actually actively encouraged and cheered on, and that's when I start to have a problem, and that's where I want to say something, because there is this classic distraction tactic, whataboutism, as well, and it's basically designed just to distract, not to resolve an issue. The way it works is that people consider somebody else's bad behavior or somebody else's, let's say, incorrect opinions to be an excuse for their behavior. Somebody said something I disagree with, or somebody that's objectively bad, therefore I am morally justified to say whatever the hell I think and call this person slurs and just completely go and ruin his life. And that is how people like think. Somebody did something bad, therefore I'm entitled to do whatever I can and whatever I want. But that's not how life works. If you go and rob a bank, you can't sit in court and say, but these other people robbed the bank, or these other people robbed more banks, or whatever. And I'm going to reference this exact same analogy in the clip that I cut out from the stream, because during the stream, the same question popped up more and more. And actually digging up our online chats and internet, there are more and more people in the community actually coming forward who are encountering this. And I think it's a good time to highlight it, but again, not in a negative way, not in a way where shame on you kind of thing. The main point that I'm trying to make here is to perhaps have somebody stop, put the phone down, look in the mirror, and ask themselves, are they happy with what they're doing? Do they think it's right? Do they think they would like if somebody else treated them the same exact way? And that is about it. I once again want to reiterate that this video is not meant to actively attack anyone. This video is meant more to help maybe somebody empathize and help maybe some people understand that the logic of somebody did bad thing, therefore I can do whatever I want, or somebody said something that I don't agree, therefore they deserve everything the world has to offer to them. Like, genuinely, I just like for people to perhaps, yes, take a breath, stop, and think. Thoughts on that hate video posted by certain YouTuber? Yeah, I have watched it, and I can definitely sympathize. Because, like, in me, like, I have openly and honestly said that I disagree with almost everyone, at least to some aspects, whether it comes to this game, whether it comes to, I don't know, my family members and my girlfriend. But there is a difference in between disagreeing and then being like very, very aggressive and toxic about it. And unfortunately, it is a big part of doing YouTube in general, and something that I am subjected to. And unlike that guy, I actually have like a person who's basically dedicating his entire life and YouTube channel to hating on me, and that makes it hard. It is genuinely emotionally taxing. And no matter what you think about somebody else, you should never be the person that causes somebody else to feel like that. Because again, you don't have to agree with everything somebody does to still respect that person. You don't even have to agree with his opinions. Like me and Brian Grant, like I respect the shit out of Brian Grant as a content creator and as a player. But I disagree with him on majority of the stuff. I respect and like the way how he articulates himself and how he gets to conclusions. And I use a lot of similar thought processes and often arrive to different conclusions. That's fine. And I openly say, I uploaded a video a month ago saying where I openly disagree with the whole hoarding principle. But there is a difference. You don't need to like somebody, you don't need to dislike somebody, you don't need to agree with somebody, you don't need to disagree with somebody for you not to be a dick, because that's on you. It doesn't matter what somebody else did, but what matters is what you are doing. And the moment when you're being toxic, where you're going out on the internet and just hating on somebody, that's not on anyone else. It doesn't matter what anyone else did, that's on you. When you spread hate, when you wish misfortune upon others, when you're being just a colossal dick, that's on you. Nothing I say excuses you. It's kind of the same idea about whataboutism, where people use it as a common tactic to distract. My bad behavior, my bad decisions, my bad things in life that I have done are not an excuse for you to go and do bad things. If you're in court for armed robbery, you can't turn around, but this guy robbed more, right? Or I robbed because he did it and he get away with it. It doesn't matter. What somebody else does matter what somebody else does has no bearing on you as a human being, and you make your own decisions. And the moment you partake in all of these hate groups and cancel culture, and you're just openly being toxic, that's you. There's nothing to do with anybody else. Whether they deserve it or not, it's a different thing, but what you say is what you say, and don't even start looking at your like feet and like, oh yeah, he was a dick. Shut up, you're a dick now. Maybe he was a dick, but you're a dick right now. And just because somebody else is a dick does not mean that you have some sort of free pass to be a dick. So that's what I think, and I completely agree with him, and I sympathize with him. I definitely know firsthand how hard it is. I get a lot of that. There are people out there who genuinely wish me nothing but harm and the worst. And I know every day I wake up that everything I say could be cut out in a small video clip, misinterpreted, taken out of context, and be used to try and actively dissuade people from watching my channel or thinking that I'm a horrible, horrible human being. I have seen it happen last week twice already. I usually pay no attention, but eventually, obviously, some of that piece of information still arrives to me. Somebody messages me in line chat, whatever. Saw a tweet or saw a post or saw a line chat conversation, and there are genuine days and nights when things like that keep me awake. Like last night, I did not sleep well because of things like that. So yeah, that's what I think. I think that this community at large is awesome, but I also think that this generation and the platforms that we are allowed to use are embolden people to be toxic, to be huge pieces of shit. And that's why I hope if you are on this channel, you are not somebody who does that. That's why I hope being on this channel helps you look past things like that. And because I like to think that my channel is not purely about MCOC, it's also about people, how to carry yourself, how to think for yourself. And if there's one thing I wish I could teach every single person in the world, is a bit of respect. And how not to be a total dick online.